welcome back to my YouTube channel. Why it is so good to be back. I know that I have been MIA for a few weeks, but no, I'm back on schedule. I have everything sorted out and I am here. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jerisha, and on most weekdays I sit down and I just talk to you about how to navigate through life as a Christian. We talk about conversations, we talk about things that happen to us in Christianity, some of the things that we don't really talk about anywhere else. So if that's what you are interested in, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss a video when I post. For the persons that are regular Journey with Jer people, thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for being here. So guys, today we are going to talk about something very serious, and I realized that it is something that has happened to most young persons that I've encountered in my personal walk. And I today want to share my story of how I actually overcame this thing. And you can see from the description that what we're going to talk about today. Yes, suicide. That's something that we are going to talk about. So I'm going to share my testimony, my story with you. And if you are out there and you are struggling and you are having these thoughts, you can reach out to me. You can send me a message and I will definitely respond to you. If you have any ideas on what you think I need to talk about, maybe some topics that I've missed that I haven't even covered yet and you want me to go through them, then you can just go ahead and drop those in the comments under this video. If you have not yet watched my last video that I posted, you can see that in the description box down below, as well as you can see my Instagram handle, and you can definitely go ahead and follow me there. Alright, so let's get into this video. Okay, so I won't be long today. I have to say that because I don't want you guys to run away. Okay, so just bear with me as we go through this video together. Okay, all right. So I believe the first time I actually encountered a feeling of wanting to take my own life was 2018. It was 2018, so it's pretty recent. I wouldn't say that's far back because we're in 2021 now, so that's fairly recent. So it was in 2018 and I just went through a breakup. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I post my story all the time. I share my story all the time. So I was in a relationship, so I'm going to give you just the long and short of it so you can understand a little bit about that. I was in a relationship. It didn't end well, meaning that this person that broke up with me, they not only left the relationship, but they left with they planted some seeds in my life. For example, they told me that I was overweight, I was fat, I need to lose some weight, I wasn't educated, and that really attacked my self-esteem, how I viewed myself. And the mere fact that I was going through all of that while having to deal with a breakup really just spiraled out of control. So I remember the morning when I got the news of, this is it, this is ending for us, we're not going anywhere, blah 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 blah. It was really hard. It was hard for me to accept because one, I did not see it coming, I didn't see that this was going to happen. So it was a shocker for me. I had to work still, I had to do everything still. I think 2019, guys, it's 2019. I'm so sorry about that. 2019. I was just thinking about something for a minute and I said, hold on, it's 2019. All right, Yes, okay. Now that we have that cleared up. So I had to work just the same. I had to do everything just the same, and it was really struggling for me because not only do I have to deal with this person that I shared most of my life with, and the insecurities that I now have because of what this person had said to me. I had to deal with the breakup as well, and I had to continue life like really nothing happened. So anyway, I remember going to work and I started to feel very sad. So that's the first thing that happened. I started to feel very sad. I started to feel very, very depressed. I felt like I was just walking around, like I was just there. You know, I could see what's happening around me, but I was detached. I was motionless. I had no feelings towards anything. I just did the motions because I know that today I have to get up and I have to go to work. I went to work and I just put on a brave face and I just put my head down on my desk at work and I just randomly cry. I'd go to the bathroom and cry. I would be having lunch and I'm crying. And a very close friend of mine from work, she knew, and most of the time she was there, she was taking me out of, you know, the office and tried to get me somewhere where I was comfortable. You know, so that I could actually get these things off my chest. I remember one night I was in my room, and this is very vivid. I was in my room, and so I'm just giving you the build up, you know, because persons that experience suicidal thoughts, it's not something that, oh, you just wake up one morning and I get up and I just experience suicidal thoughts. It's basically untreated emotions, everything that has happened to you, not dealing with these things that build up, and this is where the final outcome is. All right. So I remember one night I was actually in my room. My sister was in her room, and my other friend, they were there and they were talking and stuff. And I remember I was just laying on my bed and I felt so bad, so terrible that I started to cry. Like, me bawl, like me bawl. Like, I've never cried. If you know me, you know that I'm not a crier. I've never cried like that in my entire life, okay? And then it was so horrific that my sister actually thought that something was like something bad that happened to me, like I was being hurt. That's why that's how I cried, like probably I hurt myself or something happened, and they rushed around my room and they comforted me and stuff. I remember. So these are the actions that were built up to me having the thoughts. So at this point, I wasn't having any suicidal thoughts to take my own life or anything like that. I was just going through this breakup and everything like that. And guys, you know what? It don't have to be one breakup. Any traumatic experience that you have and it's not, you know, dealt with, and it's just there and you're festering it and it's just hovering and you're not doing anything to resolve it, or it's just too painful for you to resolve on your own, whatever it is, it can lead up to that. So I don't want you guys to just limit it to, oh, it was just a bad relationship, whatever. It can be anything. All right. Anyway, I remember one night I was taking a shower and I was on the bathroom floor and I was crying because that's like, I didn't know what else to do. Crying was just the thing. I don't know, crying just helped. It helped. I mean, I was still in pain, but I cried and for a few minutes I was like, okay. But anyway, I remember crying on the bathroom floor, and I remember telling God that, God, you know, I need something. I need you to help me out of the situation that I'm in. I need something because I don't want to continue my life like this. This is months after, you know, things have happened. I'm talking about months and months on end. Anyway, I remember vividly I was going to Kingston, and you know, the coaster bus, it was a coaster bus I was in. And I remember I was going to Kingston, and while I was there in the bus, the only voice that I could hear was, just jump through the window. The window was wide enough. You know those windows. It's very wide. You can just jump through, like, you know what I'm saying. And that's all I could hear for the entirety of the ride. I could just hear, just jump through the window. And the devil started to tell me that it is pointless for you to continue living. Like, there is no point. You're not going to get any help at all. Like, it doesn't really matter what you think. Just jump through the window. If you do that, you are going to solve your problem. You are going to be okay. You are going to end it. And boy, I wanted to end it, man. I just wanted it to go away. I didn't, obviously, because I'm here now. I went home the night and I started to have anxiety attacks. And during those times when I was having like anxiety attacks and stuff like that, I remember I couldn't sleep. Sleep was not my friend. I had issues sleeping because my thoughts were so loud. I didn't get the peace of mind to sleep. Nothing in my mind would be settled enough for me to sleep. It was constant. Take your life, take your life, take your life, take your life. You're worthless. You won't ever amount to anything. It doesn't really matter what you try to say. This is the truth. This is the fact. This is what's going on. You're not important. Look what happened to you. And those were the thoughts that I experienced every day. It was a battle. It was a battle. It was a fight for me to stay consistent. But I kept whispering prayers. I'm not talking no long intercession prayer. I want to know so I can't pray no one. So not those. It was just like, God, I don't know what to do. Just that. I kept saying, and I remember sharing my experience with a friend, and she was praying with me and stuff like that. So I got to a point in my life where I was just tired. Like, I was just tired of feeling how I felt. I was just tired of feeling how I felt. I was just so tired of feeling depressed. I was tired of anxiety. I was tired of worry. I was tired of not sleeping. I was tired of suicidal thoughts. I was just tired. Okay? So the first thing that I did to change my situation, or what the Holy Spirit led me to, was I started going to church more. Because during this time, like, it was a separation from me and a separation from my spirituality with God. And I just separated myself. I isolated myself. I went through this on my own when I should have allowed other people to help me. It was very difficult and hard because I was carrying this burden, this thing on my back and my back alone. And this thing didn't get any lighter until I actually reached out. So the first thing I did was I started going back to the foundation. I started going back to the altar. I go back at the place where I know that, listen, I can get some sort of help. And it took gradual steps. I had to read. I had to read. I had to read. I had to pray. I had to read. I had to tell my friends. I had to find people that I could confide in and tell them when I'm feeling like, I can't do this anymore. You know? And that's how I gradually overcame, by acknowledging and going back to the foundation. So you can't separate yourself from God when you're going through this. Is a bad idea. The devil just wants to isolate you so he can just pick you off. I found somebody that I could talk to about what I was feeling, because it's important that you let it out, that you make it known. And then I read what God thinks about me, and know that it doesn't really matter what anybody wants to say about you. Sometimes it's gonna hurt us because it's coming from people we love so much. But the final thing, whose report will you believe? And I had to believe what the Lord said about me. And I took steps. Trust me, there were days when I struggled just the same. But you know what? I kept going. You see, on the days when I didn't win, I kept going still. even at times when I felt like, boy, this is not doing anything. Like, it's been 3 months now into this and I'm still having these thoughts. It's been 3 months into this and I still feel a stake through my heart. It's hard. I was motivated. I was being pulled through in the spirit, and I kept at it. When I didn't win, I counted as a loss, and I continued. And I continued, and I pressed, and I pressed, and I pressed. And today, I can tell you that if it wasn't for the goodness of God, if it wasn't for the grace of God, then this person that you see today, that you see talking to you, that you see encouraging you, that you see praying with you, you would not have known me. You probably wouldn't know me. DJ Nicholas sang say probably I could have been a sad story. I could have been in the statistics, you know. Oh, just another girl just died. She took her own life. Yeah, and we just move on with life. But guess what? If you are having any of these thoughts, you are struggling with these thoughts, one, it's not uncommon. Not because you're a Christian doesn't mean that you are exempt from experiencing heartbreak, from experiencing situations that will force you to think that the best decision that you need to do is to take your own life. You are not alone. You are not alone. And if I can make it through that, if God can pull me through that, then that is your assurance that He can pull you through too. That is your assurance that He can do it just the same, just like how He did it for me. He can do it for you. So listen, any stage of it that you are at, whether you are just experiencing the first stages of just the depression and the anxiety, He can pull you out. Whether you are at the stage now where you are planning and plotting of taking your own life, He can pull you out. Whether you've already executed these plans and failed, He can still take you out. Now, I said that I'm not going to be long today, but I just want to leave this with you. I just want to leave this with you. You are not in this alone. And if you ever need somebody, I am available. If you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to pray with you and to help pull you out, then I am here. But I just want to thank you guys for staying with me. Thank you for keeping my company throughout this video as I share with you my story, my testimony on suicide. I just want to thank you guys. Continue to stay tuned. I'll definitely be dropping another video next week. I wanted to bring my husband on, but he is busy currently. But I promise you guys, I'll let you meet him. I'll bring him on, and then I'll give you that supernatural, extraordinary blessing story, testimony at another time. But thank you for joining me. Remember to click that subscribe button. Remember to share this video, like this video, and come back. I'll see you guys next time in my next video as we continue to journey with Jer. Bye guys.